Welcome back to TCM. I'm Dave Karger. Our Saturday lineup continues now with a heist movie featuring an A-list roster of British stars. From 1960, it's The League of Gentlemen. Jack Hawkins leads the group, playing a former military man who has a chip on his shoulder because the Army forced him to retire after 25 years of loyal service. As a form of payback, he hatches a plot to recruit other ex-officers to help him raid a military compound for weapons and then use them to rob a bank in London. All of the men who join him are World War II veterans who have struggled to reacclimate to civilian life, and Hawkins uses their personal problems and insecurities to get them to go along with his plans. Jack Hawkins was at the peak of his career when he made this film. In the late 1950s, he co-starred in two of the decade's most successful epics, The Bridge on the River Kwai and Ben-Hur. He followed Ben-Hur with the movie that you're about to see. In addition to Hawkins, the cast here also features several other top-tier British actors, including Nigel Patrick, Roger Livesey, Richard Attenborough, and Brian Forbes. Forbes also served as screenwriter, adapting the film from a popular novel by John Boland. Originally, he was commissioned to write the script for an American producer, Carl Foreman, who had Cary Grant or David Niven in mind to star, but the production never got off the ground in Hollywood. Instead, British director Basil Dearden bought the rights and made the movie under the banner of a new company called Allied Filmmakers, a group he co-founded with Forbes, Hawkins, Attenborough, and Michael Relf, who served as producer on this comedy caper. The film became one of the company's biggest hits and went on to influence countless heist movies that came after. Released in England in 1960 and in the US 1 year later, here is The League of Gentlemen. The League of Gentlemen was produced in England and directed by British filmmaker Basil Dearden. Dearden had started out working for Britain's Ealing Studios in the 1940s, but when Ealing began to decline in the mid-50s, he went out on his own and formed a company with producer Michael Relf and several others called Allied Filmmakers. Their first production was the 1959 police procedural Sapphire, which broke new ground with its honest portrayal of racism and intolerance in London's white middle class. Sapphire became a hit, and it propelled the team to make an even more ambitious project, which became The League of Gentlemen and was released 1 year later. After this, Dearden and Relf focused on making another socially conscious drama, the 1961 film Victim, starring Dirk Bogarde, which became one of the first major movies to portray homosexuality in a sympathetic light. Coming up, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Bing Crosby joined forces in a musical comedy from 1964 based on the legend of Robin Hood.
Next on TCM, Robin and the Seven Hoods, then Bullet, and later, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Colson Whitehead digs a classic on TCM today.